So I spent 2 hours getting ready for my first date in 22 years, and I looked like I'd aged 10 years overnight. Exhausted, defeated. Then my sister called, and what she told me in that 5-minute conversation completely changed everything that happened at that restaurant. So here's what happened. My daughter had set up the dating app for me because I couldn't figure it out. She kept saying, "Mom, you're 48, not 88. We'd planned to meet at Marino's, this Italian place downtown. First date in 22 years. 3 months after the divorce was finalized. I spent 2 hours getting ready. My bathroom counter looked like a beauty store exploded. Foundation bottles everywhere. I'd been trying to find one that didn't turn me orange by lunchtime or settle into every line on my face. 12 bottles. Literally 12 different bottles. I was having a full breakdown when my sister Laura called. "What's wrong?" she asked. "I have a date in an hour and I look like a sad pumpkin." Laura's a dermatologist. She'd worked in Korea for almost 20 years in cosmetic labs. She knows skin stuff, like really knows it. She didn't even hesitate. "Okay, I'm sending Michael over with something. Don't argue, just use it." "Laura, I don't have time for it. Trust me, he'll be there in 30 minutes. Her husband showed up with this little package. Inside was a foundation with Laura's handwriting on a note. "Looks weird, just blend it, call me after." I opened it and it was completely white, like pure white. I texted her, "Are you kidding me right now?" She texted back, "Trust me, just try it." So I'm standing there with 40 minutes until my date, holding this white cream, thinking my sister has officially lost her mind. But I squeezed some out anyway, started blending it, and it just changed. Right there on my skin, started matching, not kind of matching, exactly matching. I looked in the mirror, I looked like myself, not orange, not like I was wearing a mask, just me. I got to Marino's early because I'm always early. The hostess sat me at a table near the bar, good spot, I could see the whole restaurant, and that's when I saw him walk in, David, my ex-husband, with her, maybe 30 years old, long dark hair, red dress. He had his hand on the small of her back, the thing he used to do with me. They got seated 4 tables away, close enough that I could hear her laugh. My date showed up late, nice guy, financed something, started talking about his job. And I'm sitting there nodding, but mostly trying not to stare at my ex-husband with someone who could be our daughter. About halfway through dinner, I excused myself to the bathroom. I needed to check my face, make sure I didn't look like the disaster I felt like. And in the bathroom mirror, it still looked perfect, the same as when I'd left my house. No orange, no creasing, nothing. When I walked back out, I had to pass David's table. He looked up, "Christine? Hi." The girlfriend looked confused. "This is Christine," David said. He couldn't say it. Ex-wife. "You look good," he said, and his voice sounded surprised, like he'd expected me to look broken. "Thanks. Enjoy your dinner." And so I walked back to my table. My date was asking me something, and I realized I hadn't heard a single word. 20 minutes later, I noticed the girlfriend kept touching her face, checking her phone camera. Her makeup had started to break down. David kept looking over at me, not at her, at me. This woman at the next table leaned over, maybe mid-50s, well-dressed. "I'm sorry," she said quietly, "but your skin looks amazing. What are you wearing?" I was startled. "Oh, it's this thing my sister gave me." She asked, "What is it?" "Lux Foundation." Her eyes lit up. "Oh God, that's the one my dermatologist mentioned. She said it's impossible to get. You see, my sister worked in Korea for 20 years making this stuff." I said, "She told me they won't make things like this here because it actually works. It's bad for business if you only need one." She nodded. "Of course not. Can you still get it?" "I think there's a website, but my sister said they're always running out." The date ended fine. He was nice. We split the bill. He asked if I wanted to do it again, and I said maybe. Outside, I called Laura. "How'd it go?" she asked. "I ran into David." "Oh no, with her?" "Yeah." "And?" "Someone asked me about that foundation you gave me." Laura laughed. "See? That's what actually works instead of the garbage they sell you at Sephora." "Can I even get more of this?" I asked. "They do small batches. I checked yesterday and they're almost out again. Taking some breaks soon and prices are going up. Something about the materials." That night, I looked at the website, big notice at the top, final production batch before seasonal break. Current batch available while supplies last. I ordered 2 more. My daughter saw one on my counter a week later, picked it up. "Mom, this is white. Try it." She put some on her hand, watched it change to match her skin. "What the hell? How does this work?" "Your aunt worked on this stuff for 20 years in Korea, but they weren't allowed to sell it here." She ordered one that night. Last week I had a work presentation, first big one since the divorce. I put on that foundation and I looked at myself in the mirror and I just felt ready. My colleague asked me after if I'd gotten Botox done. Here's the thing. I'd spent 3 years feeling invisible, buying foundation after foundation, hoping one would make David see me again. But standing in that bathroom at Marino's, watching my ex-husband look at me surprised, that wasn't the moment. The moment was me, alone, in that mirror, finally seeing myself clearly. He didn't stop seeing me, I stopped seeing me. And the second I saw myself again, really saw myself without the orange tint or the desperation, I realized I never needed him to look at all. Look, I don't know where you're at right now. Maybe you're getting ready for a first date. Maybe you're just tired of looking in the mirror and not recognizing yourself. But don't let makeup companies sell you 12 bottles when you only need one that actually works. The link's in the description if you need it.